Welcome to Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California with your hosts Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas. Broadcasting video worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and broadcasting audio on the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com. Are you ready to witness something that you cannot explain?
I'm looking for you. You're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I believe the unexplained? Look into the sky. You realize you're not alone. Open your eyes. You can find the trails that control.
Hello everyone, my name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. I am your host for Paranormal Central, broadcasting live from Central California in the bottom left-hand corner of the Nevada Triangle. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. Thank you very much for showing up wherever you may be around the world. I really appreciate it on a Sunday afternoon. To my right, to your left, co-host for the show,
Hi, y'all.
Alan.
What are you doing?
Eyelash Thomas. And womening the boards back in the corner of the new studios. This time I can't really see her because she's about 50 feet away. Emerald Benia.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you for showing up, you guys. Appreciate it. I know it's Sunday and NFL football is on right now, but you know, you can always mute the TV, right? And turn us up. If you are watching us at livestream.com, then obviously you are looking at us right now. Thank you very much. If you are listening to us on the Dark Matter Network at artbell.com, yep, I said it, artbell.com is broadcasting us on the Dark Matter Network worldwide. And because of that, we have literally mucho friends around the world, and I really dig that because that's weird. That's really weird. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and get into it. At the beginning of every show, we have the Squatch Report, which is Danny Valderrama, and he is on vacation again, but he is going to be calling in, or actually we're going to be calling him. The dude's in Vegas, Las Vegas, okay? And he's actually there because I guess his wife is on in a convention, a medical convention. So they're putting him up at a very nice location, very nice room, and it's not costing him anything. So he decided to take a week off and go. And you know what? Who blames him? I would have done the same thing. So Emerald is trying to get a hold of him right now. Obviously, he's in his hotel room, so he gave us the hotel number and the room number. And Emerald right now is giving me the roll of her eyes. So now she's like trying to figure out what she has to do in order to get him. So we're just gonna wait a couple seconds here. And but anyways. We're going to, this is, I don't know if you can tell or not, because obviously it's not all completed yet, but we moved into the new studio.
Oh, they can tell.
Can they?
Yeah.
Okay. We are in the new studio. Obviously the desk is new, obviously. But yeah, we are in the new studio. I hope you guys like it. It's not completely done with the props and everything yet. We are in the same studio where we're going to be shooting our TV show, and we're going to be starting that next month, actually. Exciting times for us, and it looks like in January is when they're going to start running the episodes, either going to be on the Fox network or the CW down here where we live, and eventually it's going to get sent out eastward across the United States on their affiliates, and whoever picks it up, but I'm hoping that it's going to do really well. We have some great ideas and some great guests that we're going to bring up on here. And Emerald is still, so what, go ahead.
I'm on hold.
from the hotel?
Yes.
Did you speak to somebody, or?
He's so high up on the list that they have me on hold.
Okay. Well, anyways, again, you know, I wanted to make this our Halloween show. And, you know, obviously, you know, we brought in a zombie that's over Ellen right now. But, you know, That's all that you're going to get. Sorry.
If it touches me,
You know what?
you'll see me free.
I had that zombie over here, but I moved him over to your side just for that purpose because you never know. Yeah, that thing might just all of a sudden flick your ear, go, pah.
Well, it takes him 10 minutes to get in that little spot right there. He has to go around the back of the curtain and then through a tunnel, through the floor, and up through this little flap door.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool.
So, eventually, my intent is not to be in control center because that's what it looks like probably to all you guys. But I want to remove everything and give it to Emerald so she can control everything. So I don't have to worry about cueing the pictures, cueing the music, volume this, volume that, and just have Emerald do it. So, okay, we got Emerald, or we got
Danny. Took forever.
Danny, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, Danny must be on the 100th floor. It took a while for the phone line to make it.
That's right. Thank you very much. I'm here with my wife, Scylla.
I love it. I love it.
Man, it sounded real there.
For a minute, I thought we just summoned Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Do
a song, Elvis.
Love me.
Please don't.
That's what you get.
Now, if I would have known that, dude, I would have had some Elvis queued up and ready to go. Dude, I'm tearing up over here. Stop it. I'm tearing up over here. This is funny. Okay. So, Mr. Vacation person, again.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
I don't know. I don't question it. I just do it.
So, you showed everybody photographs of the hotel room that you're at, dude, and you said it was bigger than the first apartment that you ever had.
Right. I can't believe it.
It looked
What
pretty darn
hotel
right.
is it?
What hotel are you in?
It's called the Tahiti Village.
Oh, a newer one.
It's like almost past Mandalay Bay.
Okay.
It's pretty nice.
Right on,
We
yeah.
even have a lazy river for the kids to go down, but we didn't bring any kids. They're too lazy.
Yeah, the kids are like eating frozen dinners right now, TV dinners, and watching and having pizza at the house, right?
They're probably just eating candy.
All your Halloween candy is going to be gone. So,
Yeah.
so all right, Danny. Thank you very much for taking the time and get us those pictures for your Sasquatch.
No problem.
Yeah,
Gotta help out the #1 live stream
dang straight.
paranormal TV show.
Dang straight. So, all right, let's go ahead and go with #1. And for all those who are watching us right now, they're going to be popped on the screen. But if you are listening at the artbell.com website, you can actually go to their homepage right now, and the photograph that we're going to be showing are on the homepage at artbell.com right now, so you don't miss out on anything. And it is, I believe it is just marked Paranormal Central with today's date. So I am going to click on #1, and you are a go, Daniel.
All right, this is the picture of Les Stroud, and this is from his own page, Les Stroud, and there's also on the Bigfoot evidence page too, from Thursday, October 23rd. He just happened to show up at a business called Pacific Outfitters up in the Northern California. He showed up in there, and he was looking for supplies for camping, and they recognized him, so they got a picture with him. Say, hey, you're Les Stroud. He told them that he was going to be out there for a week, and he posted yesterday that he was in the Hoopa Mountains near Willow Creek.
Ooh.
So he's going to be.
So
he said that there's been a heavy rain up there too, so everything's going wrong.
Oh, wow. So I'm assuming this is going to be a Bigfoot episode then?
Yeah, it looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't say it was, but what else would you be up there for?
Willow Creek.
Well, I know.
Willow Creek, man. That's where that's where it did happen. So awesome. Okay.
So everything, as he said, is going wrong. It's the craziest shoot that he's ever had. He said the rain has really held him back, which is a good thing here in Northern California. He's getting rain.
Wow. Well, what about Central, man? We need it down there. Wow. Yeah. All right.
He's got almost no footage because of all the rain. He said the cameras aren't working. The people that are, I guess the production crew that's with him keeps messing up. He says the smell of pot is everywhere. He says that when you're walking down the road, every bend in the road brings a new flavor.
Really?
Ew.
Wow.
Man, they
So
better
it's
be
very dangerous up there right now with
careful.
all the pot farms and the meth labs, he says. So he's trying to stay clear of those.
Wow. Maybe that's why Sasquatch decided to make that home, because no one
Or
goes
maybe
up
that's
there.
why everybody over there sees it.
Huh.
Because they're high. Because they're high. Yeah,
All
no,
becoming
okay.
clear.
Yeah, or not clear. All right. Blurry blob squatch. That's why it's always blurry. It's because their eyes can't focus. God. All right, let's go number 2. Let's go to number 2, and it is right.
Number 2 has one picture.
And got it up there. Go for it.
All right, this was actually from September 23rd, 2014, but there's a, from the CBC radio, there's a British Columbia resident who says he is responsible for all the notable Sasquatch sightings in the area for the past 50 years. His name is Lyle Northcott of Nelson, British Columbia, and he says that making people believe in SAS is easy. It's making them believe that I'm the guy that's doing it. It's the hard part. Says he started in the early 70s, and he's had multiple suits, some that he couldn't use anymore because they totally look fake, but he says that the suit that he's using now, I guess it's the picture that you have there, is pretty convincing, and he calls himself Canada Sasquatch. And he, people have reported finding droppings on the road and stuff with their sightings. He says that he made those himself using animal and his own to make patties and drop them on the road.
Why is he doing this? Just for the heck of it?
He says it's just for fun, just to prove that people will believe anything.
Right.
But now he's coming out because he says it's not fun anymore, and he's getting too old, and he's going to retire because he has to be further out at a distance, because with all the new cameras and they have the zoom lenses and stuff, if they get good shots of his suits, then they'll see that they are fake.
Or he's quitting because now it's open season on Sasquatch. Let's kill
Maybe.
Bigfoot.
Yeah, everybody's threatening to
Everybody
shoot
wants
one.
to bring home a body. Well, if this guy's up there in a suit, dude, we're gonna fire at you whether you're in there or not. So.
Yeah.
I think he's lucky he hasn't been shot yet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
too.
Or he's just doing this because somebody
wants
is
fame.
paying him fame and recognition, and so who knows?
He says he says he doesn't believe in Sasquatch. He says it doesn't exist. He has a workshop in his garage where he makes all his suits, and he has the grunt down. He did it for the cameras, and he walks with the same reported gait and the arm swinging on there. So he does everything just the way it's supposed to be done, that everybody reports. And with the camera crew there, I mean, a lot of people aren't taking his claim seriously.
Right.
They say he is the hoax. But with the cameras rolling, there is a video of it from this news, CBC radio, and he said that he was going to prove it to them. And just for fun, he ran into a meadow. He told the crew he's going to take a shortcut to some meadow. He told the crew to hike an hour out to some vista and don't say anything and just sit there. If there's anybody there with the camera, or people will report it. He said, and I guarantee you, I'll make the news tonight. So he ran out there in the meadow. An hour up ahead, he took a shortcut, and when the crew got there, they saw him run across the meadow, and some people saw it and reported it to the news, and he made the news that night.
Wow.
Crazy.
Crazy is right. All right.
Yeah, but
I mean, that's
I think he
good
would
for.
have been shot.
Yeah.
It's
Most
good
I
for
don't
where
think
he
could duplicate
lives.
the strides.
But I
And
bet
if
he
anybody
didn't.
collected the scat, then if all they do is test it to see if it is actually his. Yeah,
True.
that would prove
Yeah,
it.
but that
Is that
takes,
why it comes back human?
yeah, that takes money.
Yeah, I know you still have some that you found
Yeah.
Who?
sitting at an undisclosed location.
Yeah. Didn't we collect some?
You put it in your pocket and carried it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually lift my fingers afterwards too.
Ew.
I don't remember what I did with the baggie. Yeah, baggie.
Really? You don't remember?
Yeah. So we do it with the baggie of
In your
SHIT.
freezer, I think.
I don't. You know what? If it is, it's gone. And my
You ate
oldest son ate it. Thought it was a candy bar. Everybody's going. Bleh. All right, let's go to the next one. All right.
I wonder if the guy practices
Next
his
one is back
grunt,
to Willow
when he's
Creek or Bluff
making
Creek,
his.
and
That's funny.
this is from, if everybody remembers, the Jacobs creature from 2007
Yes.
up near, I think it was Pennsylvania. It may have been duplicated in Bluff Creek on a trail camera. This is from the Bigfoot Anarchy page, and this was this week. A group calling themselves the Bluff Creek Trail Camera Project, and it started out as the Bluff Creek Project, and they were there to survey animal population movements in and around Bluff Creek, and also to conduct surveys near the actual and try to find the actual original Patterson-Gimlin site. That was from 2009, but in 2012 they started the Bluff Creek Trail Camera Project, and what they did was they installed 8 cameras around on the 45th anniversary of the Patterson-Gimlin film around the site to see if they can catch anything on camera. And a guy named someone named Jaime Wayne Shedmut released photos that show that are starting to stir up a controversy because they do look like the Jacobs creature that was filmed in September of 2007.
Okay, so right now that photograph I have, I have up on the screen right now, and it's to a lot of people it looks, and to me it looked weird when I first saw this. It looks like possibly somebody bending over. That's what it looks like to me. But a lot of people said what? It was a bear with mange?
Many people said that it showed a juvenile Sasquatch.
Okay.
And some said that it was a bear.
Right. What do you think, Danny?
Well, after this,
okay.
I'll show you what I think.
All right, cool. So
let's go to the next picture, the picture of the cubs.
Go to the next picture, which would be right here. All right.
And that was taken on 9/16/07 at 8:04. And then the next one was taken almost a half an hour later, and that shows the creature, the Jacobs creature. And it's called the Jacobs creature because the last name of the person that owned the trail cameras was Jacobs.
So is this bear like looking in a log or a hole, right?
It looks like its head is on the ground and it's kind of looking under.
Something.
I thought the legs were too long to be a bear, and they were saying that it was a bear with mange.
Right.
That's why it didn't have a lot of fur.
And now
I thought it didn't look anything like a bear when I first saw it.
Exactly. To me, it looked like a person, not a person, a bipedal, whatever. But here, what you're basically telling everybody is they caught a bear doing the exact same, I don't want to say motion, but
in Bluff Creek.
Right. Wow. Okay.
The next picture is an actual bear from Bluff Creek from the camera. And this was taken on 8/12/2014.
Okay, and that's the one I just showed right now. That looks like
taking it at 6:50 and 30 seconds.
Okay.
And that's obviously a bear.
Right. So now
the next picture
is the combination of both.
Was taken 30 seconds later, or 2 seconds later, actually.
Oh. Okay. So right now I'm going to the next photograph, and that has both pictures together.
Yeah, that's a side-by-side
Side by side,
and
right.
They look pretty darn similar.
They sure do. Wow, well, there you go. So
what these guys at Bigfoot Anarchy did was they tried to overlay both pictures, and that's the next two.
Oh, cool.
And they lightened them on number 7 so you can see the difference. And it's pretty difficult to distinguish between the two.
Right. So right now I have the overlay photograph on right now. So you're saying no? So you're telling me those are both they're
both bears.
Wow.
Like.
Okay. Well, I'm calling that debunked. What do you think?
It looks pretty convincing to me.
Yeah, it sure does. Absolutely. Wow. Way to go.
Well, these guys did a great job.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, it looks like the one on the Jacobs creature is bigger in the pictures, but I think it's just because the trail camera was set up closer to it, and it makes it look bigger.
Wow.
But it looks like they're both bears.
I'm going to pull this in a little bit. Yeah, that is pretty convincing to me. That's telling me that, it looks like it was a bear that was in a different position, an awkward position that not many people get to see in their lifetime.
This bear doesn't have mange either. It's just in a weird position.
Right.
I never believed it was a Bigfoot out of all the whole time.
Right. It just didn't have the muscle, the everything. It just wasn't there compared to what you saw back then. It wasn't ripped.
Right.
It looked like a very weakling, very weak. Okay.
Did you guys see the one where the Russians were chasing the sick Bigfoot they were calling.
Right.
Russian kids.
Right.
Did you see that one, Danny? And they throwing sticks at it and stuff like that.
It was like a big reddish brown dog or something.
I mean, you never saw anything that made it where you could tell exactly what it was.
Right.
I mean, it looked like somebody in a big carpet or something running around, really, you know.
Right.
It was interesting.
So, okay. All right. I got now, that was photograph number 8, and that's all for the Bigfoots, right?
That's it.
Okay. Now, since you were there,
I had a mission.
you had a mission,
Sweet.
and oh my gosh, did I download those?
They're on the Art Bell page.
They're on our belt page. Gosh darn it.
Rookie.
Okay. All right. What did you took some photographs of what?
The Janet airplanes. I'm near the terminal. I took a drive down there this morning, and I found the entrance, and it has these little security cameras that they're just mobile on wheels, and they're popped up, and they have cameras on all 4 sides, and they're everywhere around there.
Really?
So I tried not to go too slow, and I stuck my camera out, my phone out there, and I was taking pictures, but you couldn't really see anything because there's a big fence there too. You could just see the tops of the plane. So when I got back to the hotel here, I went up to the 10th floor, and there's a viewing area up there. And I got my long lens, and I popped it on there, and I got some good pictures of the planes, the actual planes, sitting there. Can't remember how many there were. There were like 4 or 6 of them all lined up there.
Right. And from what I understand, there's a special location just specifically where all those planes are parked.
Yeah, they have their own terminal.
Helicopter.
It's near the Luxor.
Okay,
It's right across from there.
people can hear.
I'll go to Area 51.
That's right.
There's actually a place in the Luxor you could go up and like an observation thing, and you could take pictures.
Are you sure that's a helicopter?
It's a
Yeah.
plane.
Sure is. That's a helicopter. You got the helicopters basically over our new studio right now. Can you guys hear it? That sucker's low.
Yes, Sock, I was taking a break between Celine and Brittany.
Wow.
No, it wasn't Celine. Celine's on a break. I saw Shania.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That was the Los Angeles, the Fresno Police Department taking a drive-by or flyby, basically over our new studio, letting us know that we see you. Okay. All right. So you took 4 photographs of the Janet airplanes, which I am sorry, I don't know why I didn't get them on here, but they're on the Art Bell page. So if anybody wants to go and take a look
They're nice
at
and
those.
clear. They're not blurry.
Yep. And
There's no
for all those
doubt about
people who don't know what we're talking about, everybody knows where Area 51 is. It's near 100 and something miles from Las Vegas. And there at the McCarran Airport, there is a set of airplanes. And we're talking about like 737, 727, some small prop ones. Wow, something going on. And this is where they take the workers to Area 51. And they take them in these planes, white planes with the red stripe on the side of these airplanes. And it is so legit and for real that, yes, they do take the workers from that location to Area 51 and bring them back every night. So if you want to know more about that, go and Google Janet Airplanes, Area 51, and you'll see what we're talking about. So
It's a white plane with a red stripe down
That's
the
right.
middle of it.
So, all right, Mr. Danny. So you are there until what day?
Till Friday.
Till Friday. Okay. All right. Lucky dog.
I'm jealous.
So what do you have setting up for tomorrow? What are you going to do?
I got a show tonight. I'm going to a show tonight, Cirque du Soleil show.
Yeah.
And Brittany on Wednesday.
Britney Spears on Wednesday.
Yeah, wife wants to see it, so I said, okay, let's go.
Why not?
Drag me.
I know what? I wouldn't mind. That would be kind of cool. So, all right, Daddy. Thank you very much. Have fun in Vegas. And if you see a UFO, make sure you call us.
All right, thank you.
See ya.
Later,
Bye.
Danny.
See ya.
He may
Oh,
see
bye.
something if he keeps his eyes to the sky.
Absolutely.
Over there.
Absolutely. So what time is it? 7:24. Okay. Yeah, there's something going on out there. The
heard
helicopters are going.
sirens.
Sirens are going.
I heard
The
somebody
dogs
screaming.
are going. I think those are dogs mimicking.
No, it sounded like somebody screamed, huh?
Yeah.
You hear that?
Really?
And sirens.
And
still.
sirens, more sirens. That's where that helicopter was probably going. It's probably an accident someplace. So, all right. All right, let's go ahead and continue with the show. Thank you very much, Danny. Have fun in Vegas. You suck. All right. As you guys know, us here at Paranormal Central, we try to keep on top of the latest news. And I mean, we are on top. I mean, we have people who follow us who place things on our wall, and it's from stuff that probably happened 5 minutes ago. You're not going to see it on CNN or Fox News right away. You'll see it on our site first. So what I would suggest you do is go to Paranormal Central like page on Facebook and like us, because you will be on top of a lot of stuff. And Ellen and myself, we also have Facebook, Facebook walls, and we do the same thing. So go to Facebook and like, or actually not like, be a friend. I think I have like close to 4,700, so I got 300 more to go, and then they're going to put a stop to it. So I'm Jeffrey Gonzalez, and then Alan Thomas is actually, what is yours again?
Mine's like facebook.com/Sasquatchin. Sasquatchin.
So all right. So like I said, go and like our Facebook pages and our walls, be friends, and that way you're on top of what's going on. Okay, a lot of stuff happened in the past week. We're going to go ahead and get right to it. At about 5:45, we are going to be talking to a girl by the name of Jessica who lives in Utah. She lives right across Hill Air Force Base, and she snapped a couple of pictures of something in the sky, and an airplane basically dodging it, and she got it on film. And I'm going to show you those photographs with her on the phone describing to everybody exactly what she saw and how it all went down, because it's basically I like to bring people on instead of talking about it. That way you can hear it from firsthand from them. So before we do that, because we got 15 minutes, and then we'll give her a call. On the past week, let's see, October the 22nd, that was on Tuesday, I believe. Everybody was screaming outside saying, oh my God, look at the chemtrails. They were just, the skies were just blaring with chemtrails. And if you guys have been listening to me, I've been doing this since 2006, 2007, on basically, I've been doing a show. And I am very observant. I like to, if I find something and I think my theory is correct, I'll blurb it out there whether you guys think I'm nuts or not. And back then in 2006, 2007, I was noticing the chemtrails when they happened, what followed afterward. I would look at the news, I would find out what happened the day before, and all of a sudden we have these chemtrails. Well, I started to notice that whenever we had a solar flare, and a good powerful one, the chemtrails would follow the following day. And then it started to be a regular routine. It was just like I could tell you, if we had chemtrails, then I could have told you then we had probably an X-class solar flare the day before. And sure enough, that's exactly the way it was going down. So October the 22nd, we were getting hit hard for 2 days straight here in Fresno, and people were basically acknowledging wherever they were at around the United States, they were getting hit as well, as far as the chemtrails go. And my allergies actually acted up a lot too, and so did my wife's. And then I started to do some research, and then all of a sudden, that's when people were saying we just had one of the biggest solar flare that we recorded in a long time. And people were taking, actually it was the same day as the eclipse. I went outside and I had, for all those who don't know, you can look at the sun when we're having an eclipse, but you have to have a special kind of glasses. And what I have is I have welder's glasses. Okay, you don't want to look directly at the sun when there's a solar eclipse, because the sun is even more powerful at that time, that it could burn your retinas on your eyes, and it could really do some damage. So go to Home Depot or the hardware store, and you can get, or Harbor Freight's where I got mine, welder's glasses for $3, all right? And they're rubber ones, and they work great. And I was looking at the eclipse through them, and then Danny goes, dude, you see the hole in the sun? And I was looking, I was saying, holy mackerel, look at the size of that hole in the sun. And when we have a hole like that appear on the sun, that happens when we have a solar flare. A solar flare will come out of that hole, and because that particular hole was huge, guys. It was really, really big, and which made sense. That was the reason why we were having so many chemtrails. And during that day, I noticed a lot of interference here in Fresno. As a matter of fact, the Fox network at 10 o'clock on the 22nd that night went out. Some transformers blew, and they went down for 3 hours. It was beep. I mean, that's how bad it was. That several transformers blew, and I noticed that some other people were experiencing technical difficulties. I actually work for AT&T. I was in somebody's house that day, and I was on a trouble call, and their internet wasn't working, and their phone wasn't working. So I walked in, and I found out that the phone and the modem burned up. She said, I go, what happened? She goes, well, the power went on and off and had a glitch today. I'm like, well, crap. You need to buy a new modem and a new telephone. They're fried. They don't work. I'm like, holy smokes. So how many other people had the same problems that day? You had a problem with your car battery. It basically burned out on you.
Well, I thought about that too. Like, what if the battery was ready to go and weak already?
Right.
And I mean, it's because I have a wheelchair lift in the back, I have to have a big beefy battery.
Okay.
But it was getting weak. Okay. So what if it fried it? Like it was so weak, that was it. It couldn't take that.
It just needed a little bit to zap it. Well,
yeah, I mean, now I put a new battery and vroom.
Wow. So that day we were having a lot of interference. Matter of fact, people who had Verizon was telling me they went out for a while.
So did T-Mobile.
So when big solar flares like that occur, we do have electrical interferences, and sometimes they are bad and sometimes they're not. I just wonder how much these chemtrails. Now, people are probably thinking, well, what are in these chemtrails that are helping with the solar flare? In the chemtrails, there's barium, and it's like an aluminum
oxide.
And what they do is they saturate the, above Earth to deflect basically the solar flare from hitting us, and that's what that barium does.
See, one of my firefighter friends, we were talking about that. They, like I was telling you, we were noticing that you could see it, the chemtrail didn't go from out of your view and then out of your view, right?
Right.
You could see where it actually cut on and then went over the city and then cut off right at the city limits.
Right.
And he was telling me that we were actually coming out of the foothills and it was clear.
Okay.
So they were just protecting the city. And he was saying that if this stuff falls, it falls at night. It falls down and lands on the ground at night. And if it gets on the plants and things, the aluminum oxide burns real hot, like phosphorus or something. And that's what's causing all our problems in the forest. When a forest fire hits, it burns extra hot.
Wow.
Because of that stuff.
Now, let's think about this. If they are only spraying on top of cities, major cities, maybe they are trying to protect the special locations where they have valuable electronics like military bases, underground bases, and stuff like that. Because, here in Fresno, we get hit all the time.
Yep.
A lot. And, I don't know how it is in the Bay Area or in Los Angeles. I'm assuming they're getting the same thing. But little towns and cities like out in the desert and Northern California where who gives out, what? They're probably not getting any at all.
We'll have to find out.
Exactly.
We have a ton of Facebook friends.
And
everybody post. Do you get chemtrails or not?
Right.
Know.
And that's what we need to do is next time there's a solar flare, let's go ahead and put the word out, and then and on my Facebook wall and on the Paranormal Central like page, we will post, chemtrailing today. What city are you in? Yes or no, are you getting hit today? And let's see if we can figure this out.
We haven't had any after that event. There was none the very next day. It was beautiful.
It was 2 days. 2 days we had solar chemtrails. So the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, I woke up clear
all day,
and I posted a before and after picture. So what I'm going to do right now, you guys, is I am going to put up a photograph of the hole in the hole that occurred in the sun, and then with the photograph of the actual size of Jupiter and Earth right next to it. All right. So what you're looking at right now here on live stream is the actual hole in the wall, the sunspot. It's number 12192, and this is the actual size of Jupiter. So look at the comparison to Earth.
That's amazing.
We are very tiny, you guys.
Yeah,
we are very, very tiny. So, when a solar flare erupts, depending on the rotation of us and where the sun is, sometimes the solar flare misses us totally, but sometimes it doesn't, and we get hit a little bit. As a matter of fact, they said the one that we just recently had, like a couple of years ago, they said that one was enough to knock out the electrical grid, but we basically lucked out.
Glancing blow.
Yeah,
just
we
barely,
lucked out. And so here is the sunspot.
Like, what was it, in the 80s we had one, and it made the Aurora Borealis. I lived in the foothills, and we could see the aurora.
Wow.
And for like 3 nights in a row, I could see the aurora.
That's bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's like, wow.
But only cell phones were still bricks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't
that digital.
Right.
It was probably, I knew. Yeah.
I mean, the best DSL was like brand new.
Right. Right.
Was,
old stuff.
Yeah. Everybody was on dial-up.
Right. Dial-up. Remember those days? So Emerald doesn't remember. She wasn't even born then.
Yeah, that's when everybody had AOL.
Emerald
you have mail.
Emerald going, I don't understand, guys. What do you mean?
Right. Yeah.
Whatever.
All right. So there you go. Solar flare. The next time we have a solar flare and people are talking about it, go outside and see if we have chemtrails.
That's an amazing
That's
picture.
the reason. That is cool. That is cool. That sunspot was huge, guys. You know what? I think I don't know if I took another a snapshot and I put it on here. Let me see. No, I didn't. Sorry, guys. But yeah, that pretty much gives you the size of it comparing to Jupiter and Earth, though. So yeah, it's pretty scary, guys. I don't know what is causing all these solar flares. It's a good question. I don't know. I really don't know.
I have a theory.
Okay, go for it.
Doing research. I'm always researching. Now I'll let you guys know I'm not an expert on anything. Okay, like I just like to find things out, but it doesn't mean I took a college course in it or anything like that, or have a master's degree. Only I do research as much as I can. And one thing that's starting to happen, like I don't know if everybody saw it, but there's a comet that came in. They were calling it Swing or something like that, and it went right by Mars, and the whole atmosphere of Mars blew up. I mean, the whole atmosphere blew up. Okay, and there's something that came into our solar system, and it's starting to affect the planets. Right. It's starting to affect the meteorites. We've been having like fireballs all around the Earth. I mean, like more than ever. And even like if you go out at night in the city, you can see these really cool green meteors and stuff like that rare.
Right.
But it's not so rare right now. And the sun is woke up. The volcanoes have woke up. There's earthquakes everywhere. Something came into the solar system and they're not showing it. They keep on turning off the cameras.
Right.
And especially ones going in certain directions. Uh-huh. I think something's came in to our solar system. I can't find out what it is. But only something came in. Can
we say possibly Nibiru?
It could be
Planet X.
It could be that.
Okay. It's a very good possibility that is the case.
This is like, now that you mention that, this is interesting to me, and I don't know what everybody else is going to think, but in your town, let me ask you this. Do you have people standing on the corner going, "We buy gold, we buy gold"?
Oh,
you have that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, does everybody have it out there? We have it in Fresno. Almost every corner, we buy gold, we buy gold. Well, this guy that says Nibiru is coming in and also says that that's what they want is gold, and that's why we value gold. It's almost inherent in us that we get gold fever and all this kind of stuff. Right. The people that are running the Earth or governments,
Illuminati.
they're sucking up everybody's gold.
Okay.
To make a deal with this Illuminati group or the
That's coming,
Anunnakis.
that's coming this way.
Yeah, and supposedly that down through history, when they would come around and come and pick the gold up, they would take the gold, and then whoever had the most gold got a gift from the Anunnaki. And like the Jews got the Ark of the Covenant, which would be like one of the worst. They could kill everybody with it. I mean, they could knock down walls. They could.
Wait a minute. Stop right there. Okay. Now you're going against. Now this is where Emerald should have went. Wait a minute, because you're talking alien stuff now, Alan.
Right, yeah.
Okay, Mr. Religious guy, and granted, me too. But now you're talking Illuminati. You're talking the Ark of the Covenant, you know, the powers, example, Indiana Jones, you know, anyone who captures it or uses it can rule the world, possibly, has those powers.
In fact, I actually believe that we went in Iraq, not for oil, not for... They actually thought that, okay, that like way back when, this Nebuchadnezzar guy had some of this technology thing, right?
Right.
And he was a super king. What's his name that we killed, Osama,
Right.
you know, whatever his name was, he actually was said that he was him, and they were afraid he was gonna find that technology, or he found it and he was gonna figure out how to use it, and it's a super weapon.
Right.
Where he could actually rule the world with it if he could figure it out. Well, that's why we went in there. We went in there to find that. Right.
A lot of people were saying it was a Stargate.
It could be that.
You know, a Stargate. I think we talked about this a long time ago, but I think it's time that we come back to it. Not today, obviously, but because, you know, we can definitely do a full 2-3 hours on just this particular subject. But let's get back to him suggesting that Planet X, Nibiru, is on its way back every, 3,600 years?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's come that it's going to be arriving near the Earth. And on it is our ancestors.
The guys that created us, supposedly.
But now, where does your belief as far as religion goes, as far as, you know, Jesus and God, are you saying that maybe Jesus was from there?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know, all I know is they're not good. These dudes are not good.
They're not good.
They're bad, and their badness is well known. And then all I know is the Jesus stuff, it stops the bad stuff like that. And I mean, it works every time, over and over. It worked in Africa, it works around here. I've seen people's eyes grow back that didn't have eyes. I've seen bones get healed. I've seen arms grow out.
You can't say it's 100%.
It's not 100%, but only it happens more often than not. And so I still, you know, like, I don't know how, or all I know is it works.
And you guys have to understand, you know, we're just not here behind the microphone feeding you guys all this. We are actually out there investigating all this. So Alan and myself have been to several locations where evil spirit, evil whatever is present in a house, and they need our help. He actually can say things to get rid of whatever evil presence is there. And there's only one name he has to say, and with the person requesting his assistance in agreement with him saying this word and praying just a little bit, it's gone.
Yeah. So far, every time.
Every time.
I mean, it hasn't not worked yet.
I know, Emerald, I wish you would have been there in those 2 times that we were there, that this actually happened, and it blew me away. And confirmation from the people who own that property and the house can also say, man, it worked.
You could even call them today, and they'll tell you the same thing still, because they haven't had a problem since.
Matt, do you still have the phone number?
No.
Rats.
No,
Rats.
That
Okay.
was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
I mean, then we had one last night. I mean, we can't go into it a lot, but
Yeah, we'll talk about it at the very end, but I got a phone call from Connecticut from somebody who was in desperate need, and she was calling everybody in their number for paranormal, and I was the one who picked up, and she said, "Oh my God, you are a real person," and that's why I started talking to her. And man, it was a very long night last night on the phone.
Intense.
So, but we'll talk about that. Since it's Halloween, we'll go ahead and get into that a little bit later. So, but let's talk about the solar flares and the reason why we're having so much activity, earthquakes, just crazy stuff.
Crazy weather.
Volcanoes going crazy. And you know what? Our military, and we know this for a fact, guys, absolute 100% fact, that our military, our government is getting ready for something. Oh, it's 5. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop right there. We're going to go ahead and call Jessica up at Utah, and we're going to talk to her about the sighting and show you the pictures of the whatever she captured.
It was cool.
So, all right, we'll get her on the
Those
phone.
pictures remind me of what I saw flying around. It looked like a garbage bag. And first it was black, and then it turned red, and it flew around under some kind of control, but it was a weird thing, and it was like morphing and everything.
So,
I
okay.
followed it around the city for about an hour.
Well, and you know what? I remember because some other people saw that too at a school, and I don't remember who.
It was in Clovis.
And I don't remember who I was talking to who saw the same thing, but it confirmed what you saw because people were. What is it?
We're sorry. This number is.
Are you kidding me? Hold on.
What's the fifth number?
The what number?
The fifth number.
5?
Ooh, that was a good movie.
Okay.
The Fifth Number. No, I'm just
The fifth element. Hey,
Yeah,
I mean,
it
who
was the
doesn't?
Fifth Element.
Who doesn't like
Yeah,
that
I can't
movie?
read Jeffrey's handwriting.
That's right. I
so-
should have been a doctor. Heck no, because I would have killed a lot of people already.
You'd be in good company.
Okay, we're gonna get the whole of Jessica in Utah, and then we'll continue back into our conversation with the Nibiru and Planet X and the solar flares and all that.
Yeah, that's an interesting
It's
thing, man.
yeah. I mean, a lot of it's making sense, dude.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, there's so many creeps out there spreading disinfo, though. It's amazing.
Right. Okay, here we go. Right on. Put her on. Jessica, are you there?
Yes.
Hey, how's it
Hi,
going?
Jessica.
Hi. Good.
Okay, we got you on the air. So,
All right.
No cussing, no wild language, no telling everybody what we are really about. So, okay. All right. So, when did you take this picture? What day?
Okay, so this was on Monday. Monday.
Okay, on Monday.
So like a week
And
ago.
you were outside. And why were you outside?
I was walking home from picking up my boys at school.
Okay. And you live right across the street from what Air Force Base?
Hill Air Force Base.
Hill Air
Yeah,
Force
the only thing that separates us is the freeway.
Wow. So you're right there. So, okay.
Yeah.
So you had your, I'm assuming these pictures were taken with your cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I am going to put up, so before I put them up, describe to us what you saw and what happened. Don't leave any details out.
Okay. Well, like I was saying, I was walking home from picking up my boys at school. I had just gotten to my house. And I always hear airplanes because we're right by the base.
Right.
So I don't even look up anymore. So I know this is going to sound really cheesy, but 2 hours prior to me going to pick up my boys, I was listening to your show from that Sunday. And the song always gets stuck in my head. And I heard, look up into the sky, and that's when I looked up.
Well, there you go. Wow.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and I know that at first I was like, okay, whatever. And then that's when I noticed an airplane coming down. And I'm not talking about coming down slowly. No, I'm talking about the front pointed down and just heading down, down, down until it was more visible.
Okay.
And this came from the west. The airplane came from the west. And then it slowed down. But when I see airplanes here with the storms coming and everything, they go slow and low, but this was beyond slow, like really, really slow, where you can hear the engine, like really, really loud.
So do you think this airplane was trying to get away from the object or trying to avoid hitting it?
I think it was trying to get away from it. Well, see, I didn't notice it at first, and I thought something's wrong with that airplane because I seen it just dive down. And I was like, why is it getting so low? And I did not see it at first. And the first picture that I took, it was just for the airplane. I'm like, oh, that's low. And I noticed something in the picture, and when I zoomed in, I realized it, and then I saw it. It was like a pinkish color, and then it would turn to red, and then back to pink. And at first, I thought it was like a Chinese lantern.
Right.
But then I was like, no, that object is almost the same size almost as the airplane.
Wow.
I'm like, that cannot be a Chinese lantern. And then that's when I noticed it was above it. I'm like, okay, so this is actually following it. I didn't even make it into my house. I told my boys, hey, get in the car. We need to go somewhere. I started following it, and I only got a few blocks down when I hit a red light, and the airplane was still going, and this object went a little bit to left of it, and then it just started flickering, and it was gone. And I tried looking for it, and I could not find it anymore, so I just went back home.
Now, the airplane that we're looking at right now, we're looking at the picture with the airplane at the bottom left-hand corner and the object on the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
The airplane, do you think it was a military airplane? Do you think it was a airplane that carries passengers, you know, like a...
I am pretty sure it was a commercial airplane because, like I said, I'm so used to living by the base. I see their airplanes all the time.
All right.
And we get a lot of commercial airplanes too, but this one looked like a commercial airplane.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Now, obviously, I wasn't there, and it's hard when you're on the ground looking up to see and to really distinguish, okay, is that object the same size as the airplane? Because that object could be a lot closer and the plane could be a lot farther, and it's kind of hard to judge that. But, you know, everybody knows how an airplane is supposed to sound, where it's supposed to be flying, how high. You know, if you've lived at some place for a long period of time, you know that if you're inside your house and all of a sudden you hear a loud engine noise from a big plane coming in, you know there's something wrong. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's what obviously you felt here. You said, well, that airplane is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, and that's cool.
It was pretty obvious that was not supposed to be happening. And if it would have been any other airplane, I would just looked up, oh, cool, and then ignored it, went on my way. But this one caught my eye because I saw it dive.
Wow.
And it was just loud. Like, I could hear the engine, and the engine was going slow. And the other ones you can hear, but you hear it in the distance.
Right.
So this one was right above us. And you know what caught my attention also when I was at the red light? Okay, we live on the other side of the, like I said, of the base.
Uh-huh.
The object never made it onto the other side of the freeway, where the base is. That's when I noticed it was flickering, and then that was it. So I don't know if...
So you think the object was literally on top of the base, hovering way up there then?
No, it never made it there.
Oh, it never made it there.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So it was like avoiding the base.
Like it, almost like it knew it was flying. Like it was getting too close to like air, where it's not supposed to be.
Right.
And that's when it started flickering and gone.
Wow.
Like when gone, did it like just fade out or blink out?
It just started like flickering, like a light bulb would before it goes out. This started flickering, and then it was gone.
Now, what's interesting for all those
it looks like it's on fire.
Well,
really.
if you really if you were during the daytime, if you were to let a Chinese lantern go up, all right, you would not see the fire inside of the Chinese lantern. You follow me? You would not see it.
Yeah.
See a
because
paper bag.
You'd see a paper bag.
Right.
Okay. This object here, it's illuminating light. So whatever this is, it's very powerful light, especially for daytime. So, you know, LEDs, I don't think these are LEDs. I don't know what they are, but this is giving off a very powerful light source. It is. So I'm telling you right now, there's no way this could be a Chinese lantern. You know, this can't be a bunch of balloons because just no way. There's absolutely no way. So I'm thinking that, like you said, this airplane specifically tried to get away from it or didn't see it, and like you said, it took a dive. You know, it took a dive and to get away from it. But wow, very cool. And you know, this is actually a really, really cool picture.
It is.
I'm gonna go back to the first one I put up.
I'm looking at it. This is amazing.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna zoom.
The ones that are not the one where it shows like the tree and the airplane, that was my view. The ones that I showed you later, the ones that I sent you, it was I zoomed in on my phone of the actual picture and I screenshot it.
Okay, cool. And so right now, actually, what I'm doing is I'm going to zoom in on the light source right now, just the object itself, and I'm going to show everybody.
It almost has like you could see somebody in it. You know what I mean? Doesn't it look like it?
I don't know. It's
like a skull, kind of.
it's
that's what I got from it.
Right. It's a weird, definitely a weird shape. But it is definitely emitting a very powerful light source. It is. But that's awesome. Well, that's very cool, Jessica. You got something very cool on film, man, and that is, you know, and and it's cool that you know, you made us feel good when you said, you know what, it's the song that Anthony, you know, that possessed tranquility. You know, that's cool. Hey, you know.
Yeah. Yep. I know. I was like, oh gosh, should I tell him that? I was like, oh, why not?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are asking about that song, like where to get it and what is it.
Yeah, iTunes. It's on iTunes. So, all right, Jessica. Hey, I appreciate you sending me these pictures, man. That's very, very cool. And you know, keep looking up in the skies, man, because you know this is probably not going to be the first and the last time you see something. I guarantee you.
Oh,
That's amazing.
This is my second time of seeing something.
Wow.
Yeah, so people must be lighting these like all over.
You know what else they're doing? Fireworks.
Yes, and I'm like, why?
I was wondering. I thought maybe it was the World Series or something like that, like the game somebody won last night, and then man, the fireworks went off all over the place. It was weird.
Okay, we're back on live stream. For some reason, we got disconnected, and you know what? We were showing this photograph of a unidentified flying object, and that, you know, we don't get cut off very often anymore.
Not a lot.
Not a lot anymore,
to.
and only when we talk about specific subjects.
Well, we used to get real controversial.
Yeah,
and we learned that we had to tone it down if we wanted to keep the show on. But only every once in a while, it is too good to hold back, and bam, we get cut off.
Yep. So,
like,
all right.
Darn.
So this one's going to be a part 1, part 2, just to let you guys know. All right.
And all you guys in chat, it was not your computer.
No.
Nope. We should do that. Like, was that the Twilight Zone? Is that what they used to do? Like, do not adjust your computer.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Yeah.
We got slammed right now, you guys. We got slammed. So, okay. Let's continue on. Before we were talking to Jessica, we were talking about, you know, all of the crazy stuff that's happening around us, like volcanoes and earthquakes and solar flares and
UFOs.
Yeah.
Remember, a few months ago, when we were saying what happened to all the UFOs? They're not, you know, nobody's reporting UFOs.
Right.
All of a sudden, lately, in the last month, those have picked up again.
Yep, they're coming back. And just like Jessica said, you know, you look up and you might see something, and in her case, she did. So, let's talk a little bit more about what time is it right now. It's only an hour. We got a whole hour left, so we have plenty of time. Our military is preparing for something, you guys. I can tell you that right now. They are making the underground base here in Fresno a lot bigger, and I'm going to sneeze. Hold on, guys. Oh, my gosh.
Bless you.
Okay, I had to mute that. Sorry, guys.
That was loud.
Woo!
You just popped the windows out.
So, okay. There's a lot of stuff going on, and we see it because we are now known to be aware of our surroundings. I mean, that's just us here in Fresno. And a lot of people are now being aware of the surroundings as well. So they're
I actually noticed something on the way over here, going by the airport. On Clovis Avenue. There's a metal, silver, little box-looking building with some vents that aim down.
Oh, yeah.
That's an underground vent. That's from underground venting something from under there.
You know, I noticed that a long time ago. And yes, you're right. I don't know. I thought at first that I don't know if the vent is going down or upward. I have to look at it again. But I think that's where they put the jets in, and when they fire it up. No,
this is right next to the street.
No, I know. Oh,
I mean, it's like right next to the fence by the street.
Oh, okay, that one I'm not familiar with.
On the street side.
Oh, wait, is it on Clovis?
Yeah.
Okay, that is a power generator.
Oh,
I think that's what that is.
But to me, it looks like something that would vent underground.
Well, if it's a generator,
out,
right. Could be. But they're still taking dirt out.
Yeah, they are.
And as a matter of fact, Danny told us that his buddy, who's one of the contractors there, was telling us they brought in a lot of cement, and I mean a lot of cement for the past 2 weeks, and they're building something or adding something again underground.
But you don't see it on the outside when you're out. No. When you're looking, there's nothing going on out there. It's just a big, giant, open area. Most
of the time, when they were doing a lot of this stuff, it was during the night when we were asleep, because I caught on to it and I mentioned it to everybody, and that's when all of the daytime activity stopped. And then we started to hear low humming noises coming from the airport. And it was coming in from all over Fresno to my 24-hour hotline, that they could hear the humming noise like something burrowing underground. And it was coming from the airport. And this was like 2 years ago, when they were adding that extra runway, or extending the runway at the Fresno airport. And their excuse was, well, we want to bring in bigger aircraft. Which is a logical excuse, but why not use that also to do something underground to make it look like, that's what they're working on. But again,
way done with the runway now.
Oh, a long time ago.
It's all done. There's nothing going on except there's still trucks of dirt leaving in the morning.
Right.
A lot of them.
Yes, and right now they're working now on the southeast part of the airport where the jets are parked. They've been working in this particular hangar for a long time, and dump trucks were coming out of that location for a long time. Like they were basically, this is my theory, and I said it last week, that particular hangar that they're working on right now, they're building an underground elevator enough for a jet to come up and to go. That's what I'm thinking is going on right there. That's my theory. So
it would be wise for him to put stuff underground.
Yeah.
If a solar flare came, their stuff is more protected.
No, actually,
there.
I'm thinking more of Area 51-ish type of top secret stuff, drone top secret stuff that they're working on underground, and they're going to bring it up during the nighttime when we're asleep to fly it and check it out.
It would not surprise me.
That's what I'm thinking is going on. So.
Fresno is like the test zone of everything.
Let me tell you, we are in the Nevada Triangle, you guys, and we are in Triangle Alley, heaven. So I think maybe they realize that, hey, Jeff has a big mouth, and so does Alan. They already blew our cover. Who cares now? Let's just go ahead and do what we have to do, and just do it. So from what I understand, they're not very happy with us right now. A lot of different parts of the military and
I wish they would quit cutting our line.
So, but we are being watched, you guys. I can tell you that right now, and this is coming from firsthand people that we are being watched very, very carefully. So, all right, let's continue on with. A couple days ago, and I believe it was October 24th was the exact date, and I think that's Friday. Today's the 26th, right? Right. Okay. So Friday, 26th. Yeah, on Friday. For those who haven't heard or who probably don't hear this stuff because you don't live in California, but in Northern California, in Placer County, there was an officer-involved shooting where 2 sheriff's officers were shot and killed. And that's a bummer because lately actually a lot of that has been happening. But the reason why I am bringing this particular incident up is because of the circumstances. And remember, I have always told you that coincidences, there are no coincidences. Sometimes you can explain them, and sometimes you can't. See if you can explain this one to me. Okay, Emerald put her hand up just like a little girl over there in school. We're not in school, so hold on. No, just kidding. One of the 2 officers that was shot and killed also his father I'm trying to get the date here. Hold on, guys. In 1988, his father also died on October 24th. Also on the same day, he died this past Friday, 26 years apart on the same day. All right, think about that. The officer's father died on October the 24th in 1988. Well, his son also died on October 24th, 2014, 26 years apart. Explain that one to me. Emerald, go.
I think it's coincidence.
You think it's coincidence?
Only because it's kind of like saying what I mentioned earlier. How can a baby be born on the same day as the grandma's birthday? It's kind of just like it happens. It's one in small chance, but it happens. No, because you can plan a birthday. You can plan to get pregnant. No, that you cannot, because I was supposed to be born. No, I was supposed to be born July 4th. That did not happen. I was born June 17th. Pregnancy is not, I mean, planned, quote unquote. Okay. But you're never, well, I can't say never, but the majority of the time you're never gonna get the date right.
Okay. All right. But
interesting.
Your take?
I think it's coincidence too. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes but even though I believe there's no coincidences, really, there are not very many.
Right.
But only that one might be.
So
one of the times.
Do you think maybe I don't know. The person who shot. Somebody placed a comment on that particular story on my wall and said it was planned, and he actually meant to die on that day. And I'm going, how can you do that? Either you hired somebody to come in and kill you and and another sheriff's officer, which I highly doubt it. But weird. To die on the same day as your father.
Doing the same line
of work.
If it would have been in the same place and all that, then it would have really tripped me out. Then I would say not a coincidence.
Right.
Somebody set that up for them to be right there to get shot again. You know.
Well, that's just something to think about, you guys. I mean, sad story, but to have a father and a son to die on the same day in the line of work of as a sheriff's officer, that's just weird. But it's all true. It's all.
See, now there's somebody on chat that said you can plan the birth, but
see, I know you can.
You'd have to have a C-section.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what I. Sure, that's what I meant. You can plan your birth.
Yeah.
But you can't plan an accidental
death. You can't pop it
death.
out of the oven.
No. And you're right. I should have clarified that because, well, see, check it out. A lot of times you can plan to be born on New Year's Day.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They want to be the 1201 baby. All right. And, people are in labor and they're, don't push it. 1201 now, push, type of deal. Right. So you can make that happen. But to die on the same day by somebody you don't even know and it wasn't planned is just freaking weird.
I have a friend that was born on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And he hated it. No, he liked it.
Okay.
Everywhere he went was a party.
Was a party.
He loved it. I have another friend born on Christmas Eve. They hate it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you only
'Cause
get
they
one
didn't get
present.
any presents.
Right.
Yeah.
That stinks.
But the one born on New Year's, I mean, when we were in high school, he considered everybody partying for him.
Yeah, you know,
Right.
he could go to a club and say, it's my birthday today, free drinks for him.
Yeah.
Use it to his advantage.
Yeah.
Wow.
He did, too. Wow. But they would check, like, let me see your ID. I don't believe you.
Right.
You know?
And
As
sure
soon as
enough.
they saw it, drinks are on the house for that boy.
That's cool. That's cool. So, okay. Let's talk about another interesting story that I think I have blown up on the internet, and it went viral because what I had in my possession several years ago.
Oh, I like this story.
Okay, there was a retired senior scientist. His name is Boyd Bushman, and a lot of people in the UFOology, that's involved in UFOology know this guy because he's actually come out on his deathbed to pretty much say that Area 51 is all legit, aliens are all legit, the anti-gravity, all that is all legit. And he used to work for Lockheed Martin, and he's also a retired scientist, and he basically came out and he wanted to put it on the table before he died that is all legit. And when he did that, he presented to the people who were interviewing him photographs of different things. One of these photographs, you guys, was the picture of an alien gray. And as soon as I saw that alien gray, I went, whoa.
Same here. It was like, I seen him before.
I know that guy. I know him.
In fact, I had somebody making out with him. I got pictures of it.
14 years ago, I was and it was a Parties R Us store. That one, matter of fact, where I got it was, I believe it was on Blackstone and in the River Park Shopping Center. I saw this alien, 3 foot tall, for $100, and I bought it because I said, "Oh, that is so cool!" Right? Because knowing me, I am a geek. Simple as that.
He has lots of aliens.
I am a geek. If you see my house and see the studio and see the props that we have, I am a freaking geek. Who cares?
He has a snake guarding his front door.
That's my wife doing.
It's made me jump like 5 times already.
Dude, it was funny because we ordered pizza and the the delivery guy came up and I was looking through the peephole and the thing went, and the guy jumped and almost dropped my pizza. I went, damn it! But it was funny stuff. Well, anyways, yes.
I know it's there and it still gets me.
So let's talk about the scientist. He actually put up, there's actually a video on YouTube and it's actually on Facebook. It's going viral. Anybody can watch it. And he puts up a photograph and it looks like it's on 35 millimeter paper, right?
It's old, looking all dog-eared and
right,
everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And on that is the picture of the alien he is saying is a real deal. But I'm going, wait a minute, time out. I have that exact same alien prop, or I had it in my house.
It actually fell apart.
Yeah, I had to throw it away.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do right now, you guys, is I am going to show you the picture in question that he is holding up of the alien that he is telling everybody in the world that is real.
And in the pictures that I put, when he shows the back of the head and he's like, and look at the veins on the back of the head.
Right.
Even on the one you have has veins because
you know what?
When they're kissing it,
okay. All right.
It shows that.
Right. Okay. Now, here is the photograph of him, of Boyd, holding up the photograph of the alien. And I went, time out, you guys. That is an alien prop that I actually owned, and I have proof of ownership of an alien prop because I have many photographs that were taken. I even produced a music video with this particular alien prop in it. Alan have seen this alien prop because we've used it on a lot of our booths and conventions and stuff like that. So now what I'm going to do, now that you guys have seen that particular photograph, I am going to show you my alien prop. And
I should videotape that snake. I mean, because it's quiet and just sitting there. As soon as you walk up, it starts shaking its tail and strikes at you.
Okay.
It is good.
All right. There is the alien prop in question that...
Yeah, there he is.
That I actually owned for a long time. As a matter of fact,
he's hurt.
yeah, as you can see right now, he's pretty much done. His chest is opening up. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put them two simultaneously together, so that way you can see my alien prop on the right with his photograph on the left. Now, I was communicating with somebody on Facebook this morning, and he had a Facebook wall page, and he, puts up all kinds of stuff about, UFOs and aliens, and he was debating me on this, that, wait a minute. Now, a lot of people were also debating me. Even Danny said, wait a minute, Jeff, what if? Now, we've also talked about this many times on this show, where what you see on TV and in movies sometimes is reality, and we just don't know it.
Like you have, I don't know where it is, but I don't know if it's.
No, it was that alien.
Yeah,
it was that one.
It was this one.
It was that one.
He has an alien. He says it's that one.
It's that one. Where the right,
and we did, and it's getting a lot of views on YouTube right now, and I thank you guys for subscribing to YouTube. I love you guys. Anyways. That alien had the same hand as the handprint on the hood of that alien abduction that they had.
Of 11.
I get goosebumps.
10-11-02. Is that what it is? 10-11-02.
But if you go on our YouTube channel, it's just Alien Abduction Courtright Reservoir or something like that.
It's a 3-hour show. If you go and take a look at that, it is about 3 guys who went to Courtright Reservoir, which is east of Fresno, and during their weekend camping trip, they were abducted, all 3, by aliens. And one of the aliens actually left a handprint on the hood of the truck, which burned it. And we're thinking possibly radiation, because that's the only thing that could have burned it with. And it took them actually a long time until the handprint went away. They washed it, and buffed it out, and it would keep coming back.
He got rid of the hood.
Right. He got rid of the car.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally. Yeah. Like he couldn't take it anymore.
Right. So, the reason why we're talking about this particular alien that I had is when we saw the picture of the handprint, it had 3 fingers, and the thumb was not coming out of the hand per se. It was actually coming out of the wrist.
Right.
All right. That's exactly what my prop hand looked like.
One of the pictures you just showed, you had the hand in it.
Oh, okay.
It was the one with where the little girl
was laying down. Okay, let me go back to that one then.
Man, when I seen that, I freaked out, because I was already freaking out on the abduction show, but then I saw where the thumb was coming out of the wrist, right?
Right.
And he even shows a picture of it. That guy does.
Okay, there it is right there. You actually have, it's 4 fingers, but the thumb, and I'm showing it to you right now, the thumb is more lower on the wrist part. You can't see it that well here, but trust me when I say that we all noticed it after Courtright Reservoir. We went, wait a minute.
And it was like a triangle, like the palm of the one on their truck. It made a triangle on the palm, and oh man, it was like real.
Right. Okay. Now here is the alien again in question that we owned, that I used to own actually, because this alien, poor dude, has been through hell. We actually went and bought another one after my first one disintegrated, but there it is. Now, the guy who I was in, I don't want to say battle with on Facebook, that may be the alien that, those are our guard dogs outside, by the way, because we have people who try to sneak into the studio anyways, he is saying that maybe this particular alien, and this is pretty blurry on this one here, was the real thing. Hold on. Okay, that
Christmas
a lot of
song.
times
Yeah, it's
that
Christmas
they,
song.
release or make up toys to mimic the real theft.
Right.
So maybe what we're looking at here, guys, is the actual real alien, but somehow it got leaked, and so the only way they can suppress it is, hey, let's make a toy prop, put it out there, so that way when this guy divulges this picture, then some dude will come out like me and say, wait a minute, I
That's
have
not
that
real.
prop. That's not real. Okay? So at this point in time, you guys, the guy who
Look like he's smiling right
Yeah,
there.
it
Is
does.
yours smiling?
I don't know. But would a dead alien be smiling? Yeah, who knows?
Maybe they could put a smiley on, like, oh, whoop, there you go. He's smiling.
The guy that I was going head to head on, who was trying to tell me it's real. I'm going, well, okay, I don't know. There used to be a show on TV. I don't know if it still is, but it is a Halloween prop company. And as a matter of fact, it's exactly where I bought these guys from. That and they show you how they make them. They make up so many. They actually paint these by hand. A guy goes, shh, and that's how they paint them. Not every single one is identical. Oh. Okay, because they hand paint every single one. So, this could be darker and lighter here. They could be having an extra line here, not an extra line here. And that's what this guy was trying to tell me on our conversation, that, wait a minute, his alien is different than your alien. And I'm all, well, yeah, because it's not like they put it in a mold and type of deal. It's every single prop is hand painted differently.
Especially that one. I mean, this one right here, this is all rubber.
Right.
Right, or styrofoam or something like that, whatever, squishy. That one was stuffed.
It was
with stuffing.
Right, it was.
So, I mean, that one was an older version before they had these foam kind.
Yes. Let me see if I can pull up another one here. Here's another one. It's not clear because I zoomed in on it. But, the dang thing is pretty much the same prop I had, guys.
Yeah.
I actually had that same prop. So, is this guy, Boyd Bushman, is he trying to tell us or trying to give us false information that, this is a prop and he's trying to make us think it's real? Or is it real and they made props like it and put it out for the public to think that, wait a minute, this guy is a joke and he's feeding us a bunch of BS?
Well, I kind of, after I saw this, I researched that guy some. Okay, he never took those pictures.
Okay.
And he has a contact that would take the pictures and send them to him. And he supposedly has pictures of from inside the UFO looking at the planet that alien came from. And all these other pictures, of one flying saucer looking at another flying saucer. I mean, all kinds of stuff. The propulsion unit inside.
Right.
Somebody was feeding him these pictures, right?
And that's where I'm trying to get at too.
Maybe they were setting that dude
exactly
up to be like the fall guy.
Exactly my point. That's where
feeding
I'm going
him
with
fake
this.
crap, and then he died, and now they're releasing it and everything, so he doesn't get made fun of.
Right.
But he was saying this stuff for the last 20 years or something like that.
From what I can, right now, guys, I am the only one who owned this prop. I haven't seen this prop anywhere. I've Googled it. I've tried to find it. I can't find it. They don't make it anymore. All right.
I wonder if it had a name. Like Billy Bob or
But
something.
where I got it from was Party City. And Fresno has a couple of them, like 3 or 4 of them, I believe. They sort of kind of look like a Toys R Us in the front, but it's Party City. And of all places, during Halloween, this sucker was with all the other props. And I went, holy moly, for $99.99. I bought it because I'm an idiot and I'm a geek. So But
he went everywhere.
no, he went everywhere. You're right.
We took him to Sacramento and the Bay Area and parades, and I mean, this guy got around.
Yes, and until he finally disintegrated and the cotton was coming out of him.
Yeah.
And no, he was bendable. There was a solid, hard wire, very hard. Gauge, solid gauge, big gauge wire inside him, so you can literally bend his arms any which way. And you can move his neck and you can bend it and it will stay that way. And, when I was communicating with this guy on Facebook and he was telling me, no, it's real because look at the neck is turned and it's staying in one position. I'm going, well, dude, it had a hard wire in it. You can bend it and do whatever you want with it because we made it do nasty stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's what was cool about it is you could put it, In fact, he was the most popular one. Everybody wanted to kiss him and hug him, and we would hook him up on this bed gurney.
Let me show you a picture
with
of that.
a heart rate monitor, but it was flatlining. I don't know if you see that.
Okay, and this is
what do you call it? IV.
Yeah,
IV hooked to him.
There it is, right there. I'm going to show you how kind of a big, how
there's the IV.
geeks that we really are. Even with the chest open up, like it pretty much an alien came out of it, like the real alien.
See, he's smiling. He loves it.
So there you go. I had the same prop as Boyd Bushman, whatever it was in his picture. So Alan pretty much explained what my theory is, that they were feeding him and giving him crap, and they knew eventually he was going to come out in the open and pretty much tell everybody that all this was real, and they gave him stuff like this. But again, we don't know. But I'm just telling you, I had the same alien prop as what he had in the picture. Okay, so take it for what it's worth. Is this guy legit? I'm thinking he is. Maybe he did work for Lockheed Martin. But as Alan just said, he did not take those pictures. They were given to him. So anybody could easily have faked those pictures by putting the prop on the bed and taking some photographs. So and that's what right now is going around. It's viral. People are debating it now. That
there is one. He has one where it shows the veins in the back of his head.
Yeah, and
there's a picture like that I took, and there's a little girl standing there, and you can see the back of his head.
You know what? I didn't put that one on this.
No, I did. It's there, over on the other side.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, let me find it. This one?
Yeah.
There you go.
And you could see the veins on the back of his head, so it's the same one, right? I mean,
right.
The guy was saying, see how real it is? It has the veins in the back of its head. I started going through the pictures right away, and I'm like, look, there's the veins in the back of his head. The same one.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I have the same alien prop as what he has in this picture, are we saying this guy is a total, fake hoaxer? No, we're not saying that. All I'm trying to say is that, look, I had the same alien as this guy had in this picture. So take it for what it's worth. This guy, a lot of people has talked about this guy. A lot of people.
See, now, like, I am with question everything. Question everything. I mean, I even question my religion. I question everything. I'm not firm on anything.
Okay, well.
So I mean, like, I don't trust that dude just because he came out with pictures. I showed you some pictures too.
Right. Yeah. And we have the exact same thing, or had it anyway. I had to throw it away. Like I said, it totally came apart.
Yeah,
because we used it a lot. We used him a lot. So now I have up-to-date aliens and stuff in here that you still haven't seen, that you can only see when we have the show on TV. So, unfortunately, you're just gonna have to wait for that. So, all right.
Well, they go out to events with us. I mean, they've been molested too.
Oh yeah, these guys have.
Yeah,
heck yeah.
I've seen him with like 5 women on him, feeling him up all over the place, man. They get the action while we sit there and go, gee, really?
Really, guys? So
yeah.
Okay, another story that came out actually just yesterday or the day before yesterday was in Richmond. Was it Richmond, Virginia? I think there was a convoy of trucks, and somebody got video of this, which was very strange because police were blocking the on-ramps for cars to come on, and they were allowing these trucks to go down the freeway. The one video that I saw I can only visually see 3 trucks, but there was a lot of these trucks: Coca-Cola, Conway, and Walmart. And to me, it looked weird. I mean, then somebody right away came out and posted, it's the Special Olympics. And I actually did a little bit of research, and I was looking at the applications and forms that you can fill out if you want to be part of this convoy. And I guess what it is, and at first I thought, wait a minute, there's something suspicious going on here. But now with the forms that I looked and I saw with my own eyes, you know, I said, convoys like this is usually individual drivers. They have to put up $100 and fill out an application, and you can get into the convoy and go down the freeway. But this particular convoy, there was like 30 trucks of Walmart, you know, 30 trucks of or 50 trucks of Conway, or, you know, stuff like that. But I found out that if you are a gold sponsor and a silver sponsor, like for example, gold sponsors, if you pay $5,000, you can have 30 trucks in the convoy. So that's how.
So they would.
Yeah. So that's how Walmart and Coca-Cola, you know, to you know, show off their trucks, and on the side of the truck they said Walmart and Coca-Cola. So I'm going to pretty much debunk this. A lot of people were saying, "Oh my God, they are blocking, they're moving supplies, and they're going to be placing these supplies in, you know, special locations. There's something coming up." And to me it sounded, oh wow, that's a great conspiracy. Let's go with it. But unfortunately, we're going to have to debunk this and say it was for the Special Olympics. Bummer. So, all right, how much time have we got left? We got 30 minutes. What's going on with your life there, Emerald?
School, work, looking for jobs. Because you don't pay me enough.
Okay, you got a raise. Right?
You got a
Yay!
raise right now. Double or nothing. Ellen, what's going on? Oh, you want to talk about last night?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That was interesting.
I got a call last night on my 24-hour paranormal hotline. And that number, for all those who want it, because a real person actually answers it, and that's me. Now, please don't call just because you want to talk to me for no reason. Well, you know what? That would be cool. But it's only used if you want to
and we
give
might
me...
have to hire somebody to answer
Yeah,
that
Emerald.
someday, because you're going to get inundated
Yeah.
with a million
and
calls.
you know what? I'm going to give the phone to Emerald, and all these guys are going to call her.
No.
All these guys are going to call just to talk to her. Hi, Emerald.
You know.
Say something.
Yeah.
Pervy old men.
Yeah. Hey, we're getting a lot of people who want to, you know, want to see you and like your voice. Get, man, that voice is hot.
No.
Yeah. You should see the comments in the...
I'm staying behind the curtain as long as I can.
cool.
They'll make it interesting, wouldn't it? So, well, anyway, the number in question, I have a paranormal hotline that used to be just a UFO hotline, but now it turned into a paranormal hotline because I get called about everything paranormal on it. And I've had this number over 10 years, and it's an iPhone that I carry around with me 24/7. And the phone number, if you want to program this in your cell phone, because if you happen to witness something very cool or happen to take a picture of something very cool, you can always text it to this number, and I will personally get it myself. All right. The number I'm talking about is area code 559-287-8367. One more time, 559-287-8367. The last 4 numbers represent the letters UFOS. All right. So if you want to call me and pretty much give me some top secret information, I would more than happy to be on the other end and retrieve that from you. Okay. If you witness something and you take a picture of it, you don't know what it is, you can always send it to me, because I have people that work for me who get paid exactly what Emerald gets paid, and they will analyze it for me and tell me if it's the true or what it is, and go from there. So, got a call last night. What time did they call me? About 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and she was from Connecticut, and I answered it, and she was very surprised because she heard an actual real live person on the other end. And because I guess she was calling like crazy on the internet, different phone numbers to get help. she was in serious help because she was at home and she believed that there was an evil presence in her apartment, and it was scaring her, and it has been doing so for the past 2 or 3 months. Her boyfriend, I should say, is a police officer. He was at work. She was a ambulance driver, I believe, and she was terrified. And while I was talking to her on the phone, and she was pretty much giving me her 2 cents on what was going on, it was actually knocking on her door and scratching on her door and wiggling the doorknob, and she was actually crying. She was physically scared and crying.
She was freaking out.
She was freaking out. So at that point in time, after I figured out what was going on, I said, hold it. I got to get Alan on the phone. So I got Alan on the 3-way conference call, and I pretty much just let Alan handle this. And I was I was listening in, but he was talking to her, and basically telling her what we told you guys at the beginning of the show about using the name Jesus. So go ahead from there on. I'll let you go in and you tell everybody what you were talking to her about, and go for it.
Well, for me, like, if you're gonna call about stuff like that, you need to give me details. I mean, there's certain criteria that has to be met. Like, you have to have like authority. You know what I mean? Like, you rent the house. Like, I found out she didn't have authority. She lived with her boyfriend, even though he allows her to live there. It was actually his problem, and so that means that my hands are tied. Plus, I was 1,500 miles
Explain
away.
his problem, but it's scaring her to death. But explain his problem.
Well, I mean, I guess she moved in with him, so that they were seeing a shadow person. Kind of like what we were talking about with Heidi Hollis that one day. She sees shadow people. He would see an apparition of just a white face. Okay, and he would, according to her, he would ignore it. He would just have her turn on a light or something. But he's a big tough guy cop, so he would not acknowledge that there was something scaring him. He would just say, turn on the TV or turn on the light. But only this thing would turn the TV off and turn off the light. You know what I mean? But only the guy would never admit that, according to her, that they were having a problem, that he was scared of it. But because it was his apartment, you have to have his permission. Like, he has to give you authority, kind of like a badge, or, like, give you permission to do something. Like, you just don't let anybody in your house and do whatever they want. I mean, they have to have your permission, right? I mean, the same goes in the paranormal world. Things can't just come in your house if you don't want it. If you don't want it there, it can't come in.
It's rule of threshold.
That's right. And I didn't know that term. All I know is, like, things can't come in my house. I had the problem before where I had shadow people inside my house, and people were seeing it and stuff like that, and I never saw it, but I had people scared, and that's when I had to learn how to get rid of these things. And I tried a lot of things, right? I mean, I tried the candles, I tried the oils, I tried the water, I tried everything. And it all came down to one day when I was researching that this name, above all names, that you could use, but I had to do certain things to be able to use it, but I did those things. And if you want to know what those things are, you can find out on your own. But it works. It works. It works. It works. It works. It works so good that these things will pick me out of a crowd and attack me. I mean, they'll absolutely see me and come after me and attack me, and I don't even know the people.
You're a threat.
That's right.
You're a threat.
I'm a
That's
threat.
what it is. That's like, it's not like the warm blanket thing, because when you could see these things, they gravitate to you because you're able to see them. When you're a threat, they know it.
Yeah.
And that's a totally different
I
subject.
have visually seen this firsthand, you guys. And I can tell you right now, it's freaking weird.
Yeah, it is.
It's weird.
What's even weirder, when he got her on the phone, that thing knew I was on the phone and went.
From last night, guys.
Yeah, and it went nuts. I could even hear it banging on the door.
It was scaring her even more because it was, whatever it was ticked off that she was talking to Ellen. And knowing that, there is something on the phone that can literally get rid of me.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly... And I told her that, too. I told her. She was like, how now? Come, it's really scaring me. I've been here 3 months. It never acted like this. Right now, it's really scaring her and knocking things off the table and all kinds of stuff. And it even would come in, it would go through the door. It didn't have to stay on the outside of the door. It even came inside, and she's looking at it in the corner of the room, right? And I'm trying to tell her how to get rid of it, but only when I say the name, she's not happy with that, what I tell her.
Right.
She was like not having it, you know what I mean? She went into like a cussing fit, and I'm thinking, and then I found a few more things that maybe might be a problem with her. A problem.
Right.
But I do know that I could get rid of these things with this, and all that did was strengthen my faith in that, because like Jeffrey said, I mean, these things pick me out and they come after me. They will get right in my face and start cussing me out and asking me what my credentials are and all kinds of stuff. I mean,
see, I'm not like, when you mention it like that, I'm not doubting what you can do.
Oh yeah, I know.
I think it's more like for me to understand it, because I am kind of against the whole religious aspect. It's like focusing your energy, and that saying his name allows you to focus that energy, gives you that strength that you need to get rid of whatever you need to do. So when people come to me and they're like, well, what do I do? And I'm just like, what do you mean, what do you do? Like, you don't sit in a corner. You don't freak out against it. You have to be stronger than what it is. It's a battle of will. If you don't have the will to fight it, it's going to beat you. And I don't, like, when people say, well, I'm freaking out, I get mad because I'm like, okay, you're not getting pissed off that this thing's, like, trying to control you?
That's how I was last night.
And that's exactly what it is. I think people have certain mentalities and characteristics that enable us to do that.
She was freaking out. Like, the more it rattled around, the more she cried and sobbed.
I would have been pissed. I would have been like, okay, that's more crap that I need to clean up once you're out of here. And once I kick your butt out, that I have to clean.
You want to know something really weird? And I didn't get to ask Jeffrey this, but it cut me off.
A couple times.
It totally reset my router. I mean, I was sitting there and all the lights on the router went off.
And I was in control of the conference call, and I dropped both you guys twice. And I had to call her and then call you back. And again, coincidence, solar
Maybe.
flares, I don't know. But it happened.
It did. I mean, and then, on like after the second time it dropped me out, she was calming down, and she was starting to get like stronger, and have a little bit of faith in herself that she could stand up to it. But I mean, she was saying she had scratches all over. I was trying to get her to send like pictures so that we could share them on the show.
Oh boy, I bet you that made her sound really good. Yeah, send us some pictures.
I told her, and she was like, I can't send it to you, or but only then I started hearing on the line some voices on the line, not nice, and I never could understand what it was saying, but it was like, it was trying to scare me is what it was. It was trying to scare me. It wasn't scaring me. It can't scare me. These things cannot scare me. I mean, I wrestled with a demon in Africa, in Ghana, Africa. That was one of my first time ever meeting the dark side, right? And it was in Africa, of all places. And I met like 3 or 4 of them over there. And it was like my crash course on my little world of what I thought my little world was. Isn't quite like what, my world is. And that's why that and seeing Bigfoot is why I even sit right here today.
Well, that's like, I mean, I have people tell me when I share some stuff, they're like, oh, well, you believe in this, but how do you not believe in God? And, well, I haven't dealt with a God in
Right,
that
yeah.
sense. So demons and stuff, spirits like that are my specialty. Like you guys are UFOs, Bigfoot, and then you have your religion and your beliefs. So it varies between people, and you could have more than one or just one type of belief.
Well, I had problems with the God part for a long time. I mean, I wasn't raised in church at all. I mean, my dad was a sheriff. My uncle was a sheriff. I was one of those kids that, they put me in karate for a long time. And, I mean, I was just like crazy, wild, crazy party, everything. But only I had a problem and I couldn't change myself. So it was like one day, hey, God, if you're real, I can't stop. My wife's leaving. I lost my job. I mean, I just got out of jail for the umpteenth time. And I'm sitting there and like, I can't stop. If you're real, make it stop. I haven't drank a drop since or anything. I haven't been arrested.
That last week?
It was 1987 or no, 1986, April 26th, 1986.
And that's like opposite because I was in church every freaking Friday. I was Catholic school. I was brought up Catholic. I was baptized. I did this. And after, I'm just like, I'm done.
Well,
I'm just done.
I found out Catholics are going to get mad at me. I found out that's fake. Catholics are fake. It's idol worship and stuff like that. I mean, sorry, Catholics, but and I'm not really pro any church. I'm only pro Jesus, only because when I started getting introduced to the paranormal side of this thing, where I found out there's really bad stuff. I also was introduced, and then I started looking to learn more. I mean, okay, now there's bad stuff. So if there's bad, like you were saying, if there's bad stuff, is there good stuff?
You have to have balance.
Yeah, and then I'm looking for all of it, and I started searching people that was more spiritual, not church. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I know.
They go in and they sing and they, whatever, and then they go, the next day you see them, coming out of the bar, going, yeah. I'm talking about the guy that is practicing like the real deal part, like praying for people that's sick and stuff like that. And then I started hanging with that guy, and that meant I had to go to church a little bit just so I could see what he did. And there in this church was a lady that I knew for 20 years, and her tear ducts dried up and she went blind. And I knew her before she was blind. I knew her while she was blind. And then one day we were sitting in there, and this guy says, he didn't know her, but he knew I knew her. He goes, hey, go tell her God wants to heal her eyes. I looked at him, like, what? Are you crazy? That's crazy talk. He goes, no, just go do it. If she says yes, then we'll go pray for her. I looked at him. He goes, hey, come on, man. Just do it. He goes, there's nothing on you. I'm like, all right. So I went over there, hey, Alice, do you think God could heal your eyes? And she goes, oh, yes. I go, this guy wants to pray for you. She goes, send him over. And so then we did. And she had eye patches on both eyes, right? Black patches on both eyes. And she couldn't cry because her tear ducts dried up, okay? Mm-hmm. And that meant her eyes were raisins, is what they look like when she took the patch off. And we're sitting, and she's been blind for like probably 10 years, and she was a school teacher even before that. And I used to talk to her before when she had eyes and wears glasses and everything. And he goes and he's like, he asked her, did you, is it okay if I pray? She's like, sure. So then he uses that name, that Jesus name. And that's the part I wanted to learn about. Like, where is the power? Where's the power at? That's what I want to know. And all of a sudden, tears were coming out from under her patches, and I know, he doesn't know, but I know she can't cry. And I'm looking at these tears, and I'm like, what the heck? And she noticed that the tears are coming, out. And then she pulled the patches off, and you see these eyes popping out. They were like raisins looking things, but all of a sudden they were filling in, and then all of a sudden there's these beautiful blue eyes looking at me. And then she just started running around and dancing with everyone and grabbing everybody's face and looking at them, and everything. And then she looked at her husband and she was like, "Whoa, what happened to you?" I'm serious. I'm serious.
Right.
And she never needed glasses again. She wore glasses the whole time I ever knew her before she went blind. And then she never needed glasses and she could see. And then after that, I stayed with that guy. And one day I broke my ankle in the mountains hunting, and I had to crawl to my car like half a mile. Everybody was laughing at me because I was stupid. And I crawled and I went to the hospital and they did an x-ray and they said, "Your ankle's broke." And they put a cast. And I got out of the hospital like 5 a.m. The next morning, I went and found that guy. I'm like, "Hey, man, I can't go to work. I'm on crutches and stuff, and I got a broken ankle." And he's like, "Oh, no problem, And then he puts his hand like that, and I actually felt some warmth, and he and then he says, "Okay, now you got to cut the cast off." And I looked at him. What? Because you got to cut the cast off. I'm like, and I went like, "You do it, And so these two guys cut my cast off, and then he's like, "Does it hurt?" I'm like, "Yeah." Because you got to walk on it, that's what makes your faith. I'm like, "What?" So I limped, and then like 2:00 in the morning, I'm laying in bed and I can't go to sleep, and my ankle is killing me, and I'm like, "Oh man, what a stupid thing I did," And I went back to the ER, and as soon as I went in there, it was the same people. Same nurses, same doctors, And I come in there and I'm telling them, and they're like, the doctor came in and he started chewing me out. He's like, "What? I told him what I did." He goes, "You're freaking crazy, man. Now I got to x-ray it again to see what kind of damage." He goes, "I might have to really hurt you this time." And I was sitting there like, "Oh no, And he x-rayed it. They sent me over there. Then they brought me back in a little room. A few minutes later, he comes in and he says, "Hey, can you jump off of there and walk across the room for me?" And I'm looking at him like, "What? You just chewed me out telling me don't put any weight on it." And he's like, "Could you please, like, all right." And I get out and I'm like limping. And I get back on the bed and he says, "Did it hurt?" I'm like, "Yes. I mean, come on. Yeah." He's like, "I'll be right back." And then he comes in a few minutes later with another doctor. He goes, "Hey, could you do that again? Can you jump down and walk across the room?" I'm like, okay. And I get out and I walk across the room, and then I hop back on. Before I could hop on the bed, he goes, "Does it hurt?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, walk out here with me." And they show me the x-rays. He goes, "Here's the last night's x-ray." He goes, "Can you see the break?" "Yeah, big break." He goes, "Here's today's x-ray. What do you see?"
No break.
No break. No break. And I walked out of there without a broken leg. In 24 hours, my leg was not broke. And I walked out. And then that started me really on a journey.
What did the doctors think or say? What did they ask you? What happened?
They didn't know. Because I told them what I did when I first went in there, and they laughed at me and they thought I was crazy, and they told me they were going to hurt me putting the cast on. All they did was I said, "Do I need a cast?" He goes, "Do you want one?" I'm like, "Do I have to have it?" He goes, "No." I go, "What about the crutches?" He goes, "Your insurance paid for it. They're yours." I go, "Do I need them?" He goes, "You tell me." I'm like,
But what was their... I mean, they were probably there going...
Yeah, that's they were doing that at the x-rays. They weren't looking at me.
Right, and they were going... That's what they're going to... broke, not broke, broke, not broke.
Right.
How can a doctor, a medical professional... What, I mean...
Oh, well, they did say that hasn't been their first time they've seen stuff like that.
Okay.
And
It is the first time?
No.
Oh, it's not the
they
first
said
time.
there's times people come in and they make claims that they get prayed for, and he said they've seen cancer be gone and broken bones be gone and all that.
Whoa.
And then after that, I prayed for people. I had never really seen anything like that, but only when it comes to demons, that's where I have it works for me.
Wow.
And it started in Africa and then followed me back here, and I'm growing stronger. And I guess more, not stronger, but more confident that it works.
Right.
And it works and it works and it works.
Wow.
Every single time works.
And there's other stories there, guys, that we still need to tell you about.
Totally paranormal.
It's weird. It's paranormal. It's not normal, guys.
Right.
This religion, it's like Alan said, the Bible is the most religious. Oh, I'm sorry. The Bible is the most paranormal book ever written.
It is. I mean, they raise the dead. They make the sun stop for 3 days. I mean, hey,
crazy.
That's paranormal.
All right, you guys, we are done. I know it went extremely fast. Give us another 2 weeks, and we will be doing this for 3 hours instead of 2. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. My name is Jeffrey Gonzalez. That is Alan Thomas.
Good night,
and
everyone.
Emerald Bonilla hidden
Bye,
in the back
guys.
corners.
We'll
see you guys next Sunday.
See you in a week.
All right, you guys. Thank you for showing up, you guys. Peace out. And remember, look up in the sky because you'll never know what you might see. Take care.
Especially when you hear that song.
Yeah.
You have been listening to Paranormal Central with Jeffrey Gonzalez and Alan Thomas, broadcasting worldwide at paranormalcentral.net and on artbell.com. Stay tuned for next time. Remember to keep your eyes to the skies, and we hope you witness something you cannot explain.
Looking for you, you're looking for me. We have to decide what it will be. Can it be true? Can I